Welcome to another maths class. My name is Manuela Ndiomu, and today we'll be looking at the topic Simple Equations Part 1 under the theme Algebraic Processes. Now, by the end of the lesson, you should be able to solve simple algebraic equations and cross-check the answers, and you should be able to solve simple algebraic equations with brackets. Now, what is an algebraic equation? An algebraic equation is an equation with the combination of mathematical operators, symbols, variables, and numbers. It always has an equal sign. Now, an example of an algebraic equation can be 4x minus 10 equal to 2, or 3x plus 19 equal to 4. Now, when we are told to solve an algebraic equation, our main job is to find the value of the variable. For example, if we are told to solve the equation 2x minus 3 is equal to 7, our job is to find the value of x. Note that our variable can be any other letter in the alphabet. It could be A, it could be B, it could be T, it could be V, it could be any other letter. Now, when we are told to find the variable, our aim is to isolate that variable on any side of the equation. From this illustration, we can see that at the end, our variable x was isolated on one side of the equation, which gave us our answer to be 5. We will see more of this in later examples. When we are solving an algebraic equation, it is important to see our equation as a balancing scale. Now, in a balancing scale, when one side is heavier than the other side tends to tilt to the heavier side. When we are solving algebraic equations, it is important to keep our equations balanced. In algebraic equations, our equal sign shows us that the two expressions are equal to each other. This equal sign shows us that the two expressions are balanced. So now, when we are solving algebraic equations, it is important to keep both sides balanced. So whatever we do on one side must be done on the other side. Now let's go on to solve some examples. Example 1. Solve the equation 4x plus 5 is equal to 17 and check if your solution is correct. Now, step 1. We want to isolate our variable, so we first remove 5 from the left-hand side of the equation. Now, we remove 5 by subtracting 5 from the left-hand side of the equation. And to keep our equation balanced, we also subtract 5 from the right-hand side of our equation. So, our solution will look like 4x plus 5 minus 5 is equal to 17 minus 5. This will give us 4x is equal to 12. Step 2. Still isolating, we have to remove the coefficient 4 from our variable. We do that by dividing the left-hand side by 4. And to keep our equation balanced, we divide the right-hand side by 4 as well. Our equation would then look like 4x divided by 4 is equal to 12 divided by 4. Solving through, 4 will go into 4x to give us x, and 4 will go into 12 to give us 3. Therefore, x will be equal to 3. Now, step 3, we have to cross-check our solution. When we are cross-checking our solution, we have to show that the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. So, we have to substitute 3 for x in the equation. Now, looking at the left-hand side of the equation, we will have 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5, which will be equal to 12 plus 5, which is equal to 17. Our left-hand side is 17 and our right-hand side is 17. Therefore, our left-hand side is equal to our right-hand side, which means our solution is correct. Example 2. Solve the equation 13 is equal to 2x minus 3. In this example, you can see that our variable is on the right-hand side of the equation. This doesn't change how we solve our equation. Now, step 1. We isolate the variable by removing 3 from the right-hand side of the equation. Now, we do this by adding 3 to the right-hand side of the equation. And to keep the equation balanced, we also add 3 to the left-hand side of the equation. This means our equation will look like 13 plus 3 is equal to 2x minus 3 plus 3. This will give us 16 is equal to 2x. Now, to isolate x completely, we will remove its coefficient 2. We do this by dividing the right-hand side by 2, and for balance, we also divide the left-hand side by 2. This will give us 16 divided by 2 is equal to 2x divided by 2. Solving through, 2 will go into 16 to give us 8, and 2 will go into 2x to give us x. Therefore, 8 is equal to x. Now, we'll be looking at solving algebraic equations with brackets. When we are solving algebraic equations with brackets, the first important step is to expand the brackets. When we expand the brackets, we collect like terms, and after that, we solve our equations. Now, let's look at some examples. Example 3. Solve the equation 4, open bracket, t plus 2, close bracket, minus 3, open bracket, 2t minus 1, close bracket, is equal to minus 1. Now, step 1, we expand the brackets. 4 will multiply t and 2 to give us 4t plus 8. And minus 3 will multiply 2t and minus 1 to give us minus 6t plus 3, which will now be equal to minus 1. Step 2, we will simplify the equation by collecting like terms. Now, if we look at our equation, we will see that 40 and 60 are alike because they contain the variable. And you'll see that 8 and 3 are also alike because they contain no variable and they are constants. So this will now give us 40 minus 60 plus 8 plus 3 is equal to minus 1. Solving through, 40 minus 60 will give us minus 2t. 8 plus 3 will give us 11, which is equal to minus 1. Now, we solve the equation. Remember, when we are solving the equation, we need to isolate our unknown variable, which in this case is t. Now, we do that by first subtracting 11 from both sides, which will give us minus 2t plus 11 minus 11, which is equal to minus 1 minus 11. This will give us minus 2t is equal to minus 12. Isolating completely, we divide both sides by minus 2. This will give us minus 2t divided by minus 2 equal to minus 12 divided by minus 2. Solving through, minus 2 will go into minus 2t to give us t, and minus 2 will go into minus 12 to give us 6. T is then equal to 6. Hence, our unknown variable is 6. Example 4. Solve the equation 2, open bracket, y plus 1, close bracket, is equal to 6, open bracket, y minus 1, close bracket. Step 1, we expand the brackets in the equation. 2 will multiply y and 2 will multiply plus 1 to give us 2y plus 2 equal to 6 will multiply y and multiply minus 1 to give us 6y minus 6. Here, there is no need to simplify the equation, so we go straight to solving the equation. Step 2, we solve the equation. Here, we are still using the balancing scale method, but we'll use the balancing scale method to also collect like terms. Now, we want the coefficients with the variable together on one side of the equation and the constant on the other side of the equation. Let us choose the right-hand side to isolate our unknown variable y and the left-hand side for the constants. We want to remove 2y from the left-hand side of the equation. So we do that by subtracting 2y from the left-hand side of the equation. And to keep our equation balanced, we subtract 2y from the right-hand side of the equation. This will give us 2y minus 2 minus 2y equal to 6y minus 6 minus 2y. Solving through, 2y minus 2 minus 2y will give us minus 2, and 6y minus 6 minus 2y will give us 4y minus 6. Still isolating our unknown variable, to remove 6, we will add 6 to the right-hand side of the equation, and to keep our equation balanced, we will add 6 to the left-hand side of our equation. This will give us minus 2 plus 6 is equal to 4y minus 6 plus 6. Minus 2 plus 6 will give us 4, equal to 4y minus 6 plus 6 will give us 4y. To isolate our variable completely, we will divide both sides by 4. This will give us 4 divided by 4 is equal to 4y divided by 4. 4 will go into 4 to give us 1, and 4 will go into 4y to give us y. Hence, 1 is equal to y. Therefore, our unknown variable is 1. Having solved all these examples, we have come to the end of this lesson. But before we go, let's take a look at a quick summary of what we have learned so far. We learned that an algebraic equation is an equation that contains a combination of numbers, symbols, variables, and mathematical operators, and that they always have an equal sign. We also learned that when we are told to solve an equation, our job is to find the value of the variable. Next, when solving algebraic equations, we represent the equation as a balancing scale. And lastly, when solving an algebraic equation that contains a bracket, the first important step is to expand the brackets. It's test time. Question 1. Solve the equation 1 minus 2y plus 11y is equal to 19. Option A, y is equal to 2. Option B, y is equal to 20 divided by 13. Option C, y is equal to minus 2. Option D, y is equal to minus 20 over 13. Our answer is option A, y is equal to 2. Question 2. Solve the equation 19 open bracket b minus 1 close bracket plus 8 is equal to minus open bracket b plus 1 close bracket. Option A, b is equal to 28 over 20. Option B, b is equal to 2 over 5. Option C, b is equal to minus 26 over 20. Option D, b is equal to 1 over 2. Our correct answer is option D, b is equal to 1 over 2. Thank you for your time. I'm sure you can now solve some simple equations. Till we meet again, bye-bye.